Before we get into it, let me just say that if you want your business a custom iOS app, go ahead and check out the first link down in the description. Now, what are we going to talk about today? Well, progress views. You know, the usual progress view that SwiftUI has. Let me just jump to Xcode right over here. It's basically this one. For now, I'm just going to remove this custom progress view so you can see it. Let's just make this a little bit larger. I know if you can see it, but usually, you know, let's just go a little bit deeper. There we go. So this is the default built-in progress view in SwiftUI. And today I'm going to show you how you can create your own custom progress views. It's going to look a little bit the same as the original one, but in many terms different than the original one. You will be able to customize it in a lot of ways. So let's just go through it and let's see what we can get out of this custom progress view right off the bat. And before we do that, this is my custom progress view. It's right over here. And I know it's quite a lot of code, so what I have done is created a public repository on GitHub. It's at Rebeloper, sorry, not Rebeloper, github.com/Rebeloper/custom progress view. It will be the second link in the description. Okay, and then you can just, you know, grab that file from over there. Basically, just go over here. And it's the custom progress view, just this one. Okay, today we're going to take a look at this file basically, and I'm going to show you how you can actually customize what you already saw. So let's go back to Xcode and to our content view. And yeah, basically there it is. Let's just swipe a little bit up so it's right in center. And let's move these out of the way. Okay, so we have our standard progress view. It's this one, the gray one, and then the custom progress view. As you can see, it's a little bit different, but quite the same. So the thought around this, behind this, is that if you want a custom progress view inside your iOS app, it should kind of look like the default progress view, but you still want to have that extra touch, you know, just style it in your own, maybe thin color, whatever. So that is why I built this custom progress view, and it adheres to the control size view. So now you can see that the control size changed from the progress view, and also for the custom progress view. It's different, by the way. It's not the same. It does not have the same rules. And then the tint color. So the default one for the progress view is the secondary tint color, and for the custom progress view is actually the tint color of your application, which, by the way, you can set in the assets folder, you know, the accent color. If you want a different one, then you just say tint and then .red in this case. So basically that is the customization that you can have afterwards. You create your own custom progress view. And now let's just jump into the custom progress view file and let's see what we can change over there. I'm going to go through the actual file and let you know what all of these do. And it's quite self-explanatory, by the way. And then we're going to tweak it a little bit and take a look at what we actually got. So cycle duration. This is the cycle duration that animation, let's call it animation, is basically fading in opacity, by the way. That cycle takes 0.9 seconds. Now you can just slow it down or make it even faster. Slowing it down means that you add a larger number over here, and making it shorter, you just add a smaller number. Segment count. Those are the segments on the actual progress view. 8 is by default. You know, you can just change it if you want to. Inner gap fraction. Now, that is the fraction of how long the actual segments length is, and then you have this kind of empty space in between. It's kind of like a circle. That is the percentage of what the actual segment is. So we have 0.5 and then 1 for the actual segment, inner gap fraction. And then We have access to the control size environment. We set it to extra large or large or mini. By default, it is regular, so that's the control size. For the size of our progress view, and then we have this line width. You will be able to take a look at the actual code where we are using this. It's just down below, but basically whatever the control size might be, you just set a different size and line width. So it looks exactly like you would just want it to for your app. And let's just see, we have a timeline view animation, we have a Z stack. And inside over here, we also have some other specifications. So the outer radius is size divided by 2. Capsule length, this is the length of our section. Size multiplied by 0.4. Again, you can just change these numbers. Inner radius, radial offset, base opacity, the opacity where we have the one, you can see it, and then whatever that last one is, 0.45. You can just play around with these numbers, feel free to do so, and then you get different outcomes. Also, right over here, we have a capsule. You can just change this to any shape. It could be a rounded rectangle, circle, whatever you feel like it. It has to be some sort of a shape because we are filling it with our tint color. If you don't care about the fill, by the way, you can just comment this line out and you can just add any view that you can just add, you want it circled around. If you don't care about the tint, of course. I do, so that's why I added a shape. And the capsule is kind of like what we want over here. And then we have some extra private functions, the opacity, how it's going to be calculated, and the circular distance. Okay, so let's just change a few things right over here. So, for example, let's have the segment count as maybe 12, cycle duration, let's just have 1.9. Yeah, basically that's it. I'm just going to show you all of the control sizes for this particular one. I'm not going to play around with these numbers, but if you want to, you can just do so yourself. So let's go back. And let's see, it's just updating. As you can see, the actual spinner right over here. And yeah, now you can see that we have 12 of these segments. It's it's really dense over here, not 8. And you also see that the animation is much slower. Now we could just also have a little bit more. Those capsules should be a little bit larger, so taller. I mean, so let's just capsule length. Let's just go for 0.8, and then we can just go back over here. And now you should see that these are much larger. As you can see, as it updates, you can see. Okay, I know it doesn't look that pretty, but maybe in your context it will. So what we can do right over here is let's just have maybe green for the tint color, really nice. And then instead of large, let's just go for mini, the really small one. And there it is. This is how you can simply customize your custom progress view. If you just want to mimic the original one and do a little bit of changes, you can do so. If you want a lot of changes, you can do so too. And remember, if you want me to build out your custom business app, go ahead and check out the first link down in the description.